Welcome to the Chop Seat, where Braves country meets the big leagues. Your host Vic is here to break down everything from truest part to the top of the standings across the league. From walk-offs to wild trades, this is your seat for everything baseball, but a heavy dose of chop. So grab your glove and settle in, because the Chop Seat is open.
Welcome to the Chop Seat, your favorite place for Braves, baseball, and the rest of the league. I'm your host, Vic, and today is Thursday, August 7th, and we got a lot of catching up to do. That's on me. My bad. I want to wait for a little bit. And there's a lot that went down. We're going to try and recap it in this episode, for the most part at least. But, I mean, in the meantime, I hope you guys have been doing good. Hopefully your team has been cooking. Unlike my team, the Braves are absolutely done. As you guys remember me saying probably 2 weeks ago now, maybe 3. But they actually finally won a series after the first series won after the All-Star break, which is pretty crazy to say. But yeah, we got some catching up to do, man. We had the trade deadline that went down. A lot of teams went in, especially one team that I think definitely showed everyone else they definitely trying to get it, trying to go for it all, which is good to see. You love to see a team going all in. And I think that's going to be the team I'm rooting for. You're going to see what team I'm talking about when we get to the MLB. We're going to talk about the upcoming Braves series and the Braves forecast. But before we do that, let's head into our first segment.
It's time for Tomahawk Takes.
It's time for Tomahawk Takes, where we take a look at the previous Braves series. And Tomahawk Takes is brought to you by SeatGeek. Use code CHOPSEAT20 for $20 off your first purchase on SeatGeek. If you want to go see your favorite ball club, go catch a game, use code CHOPSEAT20. Want to go see your favorite artist, go use CHOPSEAT20. You want to go catch a comedy show or something, CHOPSEAT20 on SeatGeek. You're going to get yourself $20 off your first purchase. So the previous Braves series was a series that just ended last night. It was against the Milwaukee Brewers, the best team in baseball, and it went just exactly how you would think it would go. The Brewers, they end up sweeping the Braves at home at Truist Park. The Braves didn't stand a chance. This is how bad this team has been. You know what? Before we get into that, I'm gonna briefly talk about the Cincinnati Reds at the Braves at the Cincinnati Reds series that happened before that during the weekend. I was away. I'm gonna be honest. I probably caught like one inning of the ball game, especially the one, the Speedway Classic, which is funny because it was in Bristol, Tennessee. I was in Nashville, and I was actually catching the game while I was eating real quick. Bro, it was pouring like crazy. And I'm like, dude, I was talking to this guy next to me where I was eating. I was talking to this guy. I don't know. We just started talking a little bit about baseball because I think it was a play at first. Whoever was pitching for the Braves, he missed a bag. I can't remember who it was. He missed a bag, and he was like, dude, how do you miss that? I'm like, bro, it's literally pouring, bro. You can't really blame him. Like, the conditions on the field are nasty. And I was like, I was telling him, I'm like, bro, they got to call this game, man. Like, I think it was like 10 o'clock over there at the time. And I think the game was already delayed like 2 hours before the start time. And I'm like, yo, bro, like the way it looked on the TV, bro, it was pouring. Like, you had some crazy puddles on the field. I think there was a shot next to Ozzy Albies on second. It was a thing like a pool almost. So I was like, yo, bro, like somebody's going to get hurt. They got to call this game. I'm like, either that or they're going to have to wait till like 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. to start the game all over again. And anyways, we were talking back and forth, and then I ended up leaving. And then I get a notification that the game was indeed suspended till the next day, which I'm glad they did because I'm like, bro, like somebody really going to get hurt. Y'all keep playing like this. And actually, I mean, Austin Riley, he did get hurt. He pulled I think the same thing. It was the same thing that he had maybe like 2 weeks ago, the abdominal strain, lower abdominal muscle. So he got put on a 10-day IL after that. They brought up Nacho Alvarez to take his spot while he's on the IL. But anyways, when they did make up the game, it was pretty dope though on Sunday. Eli White, Eli White had himself a game, 2 homers. That was fire when he hit the homers. They had the NASCAR go out on the track and go out for a spin for a little spin right out there. That was fire. That I gotta say that was fire. 85,000 fans, or I mean I don't know how many fans were there on Sunday, but 85,000 tickets were sold. That's the most in MLB history. That was pretty dope. Also, I was contemplating, bro. I'm like, yo, I'm kind of close to this thing. It was 4 hours away though, but it's closer than what I am now. And I was like, man, like, you know, I might pull up real quick, but it wasn't a good idea anyways because it was boring. So, but anyways, that was dope to see. I hope they do it again, and maybe next time the Braves are doing better than they are doing this year, it'll be a little bit more exciting. But it was dope to see the NASCAR and baseball fusion come to life. But anyways, let's talk about the Brewers at the Braves. Game 1, Brewers win that one 3-1. The Braves take an early lead in the bottom of the first. Jurickson Profar hits a solo shot. That was the only run for the Braves. Starting the game and getting the win for the Brewers was Quinn Priester. He's now 11-2 with a 3.15 ERA. For the Braves, it was Eric Fetty. He's now 3-12 with a 5.32 ERA. I believe he took the L on this one. My apologies. Top of the fourth, Isaac Collins. He hits homer number 7 of the season out to right field. That was a 3-run shot. That was a ball game right there. 3-1. Milwaukee wins game 1. Game 2, it was started by Freddie Peralta for the Milwaukee Brewers. He got the win. He's now 13-5 with a 3.03 ERA. It was Joey Wentz pitching for the Braves. And like I said in previous episodes, he's been doing pretty decent, man. He's been doing pretty decent. He took the L, though. He's now 2-3 with a 5.34 ERA. The top of the third, Brewers, they score 4. That was game over. Again, this Braves team cannot come back from any deficit, especially a 4-run deficit at that. And that was a ball game. In the bottom of the fourth, Eli White continues to stay hot, show some pop. He hit a solo shot in the bottom of the fourth. And remember, he's been getting more playing time since Ronald Acuna Jr. is out on the IL. So, yeah, he's taking advantage of that. And bottom of the seventh, he came out to the plate with the bases loaded. He drew a walk. So he draws another RBI. That was the second of the game. That was all the Braves got. It was a 7-2 victory for the Brewers. And then in game 3 last night, a 5-4 victory for the Brewers. Jose Quintana, he got the W in this one. He's now 9-4 with a 3.57 ERA. Spencer Strider on the mound for the Braves, he got the L. He's now 5-9 with a 4.04 ERA. He went 4 2/3, 11 hits allowed, 5 earned runs, 1 walk, and 6 Ks. My boy got tagged out there. He got tagged. I'll be honest, I didn't catch a lick of this ball game, but you just look at the box score, man. 11 hits. He got tagged out there. So a little concerning to see from a guy that, you consider your ace, and, he's signed for a good amount of years, which is, rare to see by the Braves. Never really invested long-term into pitching until Anthopoulos pulled the trigger on Spencer Strider. So anyways, it'll be interesting to see what happens going forward. In the bottom of the first of this ball game, the Braves got out to an early run again. It was Sean Murphy. He had an RBI single that plates Ozzie Albies. That makes it 1-0. But in the top of the second, Bryce Terang, he ties it up with an RBI double. That's 1-1. Top of the fourth, Andrew Vaughn, he hits a solo shot. That makes it 2-1. The Brewers lead. And that was it. That was it pretty much. That was a game. Top of the fifth, the Brewers, they score another one. That makes it 3-1. Then Blake Perkins, he hits a 2-run homer. That's the dagger. 5-1 Milwaukee. The Braves, they try to battle back for a little bit, a little cute little comeback. On the bottom of the fifth, they score 1. Bottom of the sixth, Jurickson Profar, he hits a solo shot. That makes it 5-3. And then in the bottom of the ninth, with 2 outs, Michael Harris, he hits a solo shot. That was a shot, bro. 451 feet. That makes it 5-4, but it's not enough. Trevor McGill, he's able to finish the job and get save number 26 of the season. That completes the sweep for the Brewers. They become the first team to 70 wins, the best team in baseball right now. They are now 70-44. They have won 6 games in a row, and the Braves, they improved. I'm being sarcastic. They improved to 47-66. So that's how the Braves are looking, man. It's gonna get worse. And someone commented on one of my videos a while ago, and he said, things are gonna get worse. And I was like, oh no, I don't think it's gonna get that bad. I think we're gonna be okay. Gentlemen, that gentleman was correct, man. He was right. It's literally getting worse than I could ever imagine. Honestly, it's crazy. We didn't see this one coming. We didn't see this year ending like this. And then before we move on to the MLB, the Braves, they didn't trade anyone, bro. All they were able to trade was Rafael Montero. He goes out to Detroit for Jim Jarvis. I'm gonna be honest. Did not look up what's up with Jim Jarvis. I'm not. He might be a minor league infielder. I don't even know. And then they traded Austin Smith to Colorado for reliever Tyler Kinley. That's cool, whatever. But you wanted to see Anthopoulos at least move Raisel Iglesias, man. You should have at least tried to move. And I heard his interview where he said they weren't gonna. There was nothing that he liked, pretty much, yada yada. Bro, he didn't want to send money with the player. You're still paying him money to finish the year. So even if you're sending that money and you can at least get something back in return, we're not talking about you're gonna get an A-level prospect, but at least you're getting something back. Because at the end of the year, you're probably not gonna re-sign him. I mean, unless you're planning on re-signing him. I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know what's going on. Can't speak on that part, but unless you have hopes of signing him, I don't understand why you didn't send him with the money and try to get something back in return. That's the part that's confusing to me. I get you. It's hard to do. It was hard to do that with Marcell Ozuna. I get it because he's limited where he can play. He's pretty much just a full-time DH now. You can't put him out in left field anymore. You can't. So I get it. And then he has a hip tear, and he's been hurt pretty much the entire year. So I get that part. I get you probably couldn't move Ozuna. A lot of teams are probably not looking for just a DH at this stage in the ballgame. You need somebody to play the field, probably play multiple positions and whatnot. But Raisel Iglesias, bro, you had to move him. I don't understand why you don't move him, bro. Don't understand why you don't move him. I gotta see if we could talk to a Braves insider, man. Because that part is driving me nuts, to be honest. That is the part that I don't understand. Anyways, we pretty much got the same Braves team. Rafael Montero's gone. We got Tyler Kinley in the picture. We got Jim Jarvis. He's somewhere in the minors. But that's it. That was it. That was it for the Braves for Anthopoulos. We thought we were going to see more moves and try to set us up a little bit better for next season. But he's going to have to make all those moves now in the offseason. And we're going to see what he's able to do. I mean, he's going to have to be – you got to be on point now. From this point forward, you're going to have to be on point, man, in the offseason. You're going to have to go crazy. You got to go sick with it. I don't want to see you just getting one signing, doing a Jerison Profar signing, and that's it. Oh, we're all good. This is all that. It's not going to happen, bro. You got to make some moves. Anthopoulos, make some moves, bro. You're going to have to make some moves. Don't be over here chilling. We're not doing that. This is an embarrassing year. After this year, you got to go all in next year. You have to go all in. You have to go all in. You can't have the Phillies and the Mets. Even the Marlins, bro, on top of you like that. That's crazy. Anyways, that's all I have for the Tomahawk Takes segment of this episode. We're going to head into our next segment.
It's time for the MLB.
It's time for the MLB, where we catch up from the action from around the league. We have some trades, man. We got a lot of trades, and we're just gonna highlight the ones that I kind of liked. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna highlight the ones I liked. It was what's going on with this song here? There we go. This song be throwing me off sometimes. Anyways, major deals. We had some major deals. Carlos Correa, he is traded from the Minnesota Twins. He's going back home to the Houston Astros. pretty cool to see them reunite again. The Astros also acquired Ramon Urias. So they're bolstering that roster, man. They trying to make another deep run into the playoffs. Seattle Mariners, I like this move. They got Eugenio Suarez from the Diamondbacks, and remember they also picked up Josh Naylor a little bit previous to that. So they got a little boost of their offense. You already know their pitching is good. Kyle Radley, big dumper, has been cooking. So you add these two guys into the offense. Randy Rosarena in the mix also. That's going to be a pretty dangerous lineup, especially in a short series, especially with Eugenio Suarez, Gino. That guy can go deep anytime. Pause. New York Mets, they revamped their bullpen. They got Gregory Soto, Ryan Helsley from the St. Louis Cardinals, and Tyler Rogers, and they also got Cedric Mullins for some outfield depth. Very, very good moves by the New York Mets. They're trying to, it's funny because them and the Phillies kind of made similar moves. The Phillies, they were able to get Joan Duran to bolster their bullpen, and then they got outfielder Harrison Bader. So, they kind of going toe-to-toe, man, and it's going to be interesting to see them battle it out towards the end of the season. Hey, we're going to be playing spoilers, guys. We're going to be playing spoilers, so we'll see what happens. I'm going to the Mets Braves game next Thursday. I'm hoping for a sweep. This is my playoffs right here. This is my playoffs. I'm hoping for a sweep for sure. Anyways, who else we got? I got a lot of Yankee fans listen to the show. Yankees, they got David Bednar, Camilo Doval. I like the Doval move. Really like the Doval move. Jake Bird as well to strengthen their bullpen. And remember, they got Ryan McMahon. I mentioned in the previous shows. Ryan McMahon, I believe they got, he's playing third. Someone else, I can't think of the name right now. They picked up. They also added a shortstop, Jose Caballero, too. So that'll help them out when it comes to position players as well. But what I was gonna say, I'm blanking out here, man. I'm blanking out. The Camilo Doval move is fire. I like it. I know they were struggling a little bit in the first appearances, and I think Jake Bird. Then he got sent down. He got optioned, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry, I don't really follow you guys like that. But anyway, decent moves by the Yankees. But I feel like you could have gone a tad more to try and cement a spot in the American League race. But hey, it is what it is. But I know who definitely went all in. This was my favorite move, the San Diego Padres, and this is the team I'm rocking with for the rest of the year. My Braves, I'm putting them on the side. I watch you guys, so I'm loyal and whatnot. But this is a team I'm actually rooting for. I don't have any problems with the San Diego Padres, bro. I like the way they run the team. I like the way the fans show out. The stadium's always looking like it's jumping. So I'm gonna support you guys, bro. I'm gonna support the San Diego Padres. They went big. They got Mason Miller and JP Sears from the Athletics. They send their top prospect, Leo DeVries, over to the Athletics. And they also added Ryan O'Hearn and Ramon Laureano from the Orioles. These guys ain't playing, bro. These guys ain't playing. This is the team I'm going with, bro. We're going San Diego Padres. Beat the Mets. Beat the Phillies. Beat the Dodgers. And I wouldn't be mad if you guys won it all. I'm just saying that right now. Wouldn't be upset. As long as the Braves and Phillies don't win. The Mets and Phillies don't win it all. It's a good year, so let's go Padres, baby. Let's go Padres. Let's see who else we got. Let me catch up with some more moves. I don't want to miss the rest of the teams here. A couple teams that let's see what Boston. I know Boston. I believe they got Dustin May, right? Boston got Dustin May from the Dodgers for James Tibbs and Zach Earhart, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. They also acquired Steven Matz from the Cardinals for Blaze Jordan. So those are some pretty good moves by the Red Sox, and they're doing so much better than the way they started, man. And look, after that Devers trade, told you guys are gonna be just fine, man. And it's the way they're playing is just evidence to that, man. There's evidence to that. Chicago Cubs, they acquired Willie Castro for Ryan Gallagher and Sam Armstrong. They also acquired Taylor Rogers from the Pirates. So that was good to see. Michael Soroka, old friend, they got him from the Nationals. And they also got Andrew Kittredge from the Orioles. Who else we got here? Cincinnati Reds, they acquired Miguel Andujar and Zach Liddell from the Rays. And don't forget, he was playing in the Speedway Classic. Brian Hayes, he was acquired from the Pirates for Taylor Rogers and Sammy Stafura. What else we got here? A team that, they kind of stayed pat, man. The Cleveland Guardians, they acquired Kyle Steven from the Blue Jays for Shane Bieber. Shane Bieber heading up to Toronto. And they also acquired a player to be named later, or cash from the Tigers for Paul Sewald. Who else we got? The Detroit Tigers. I know some people said they didn't do too much, but I kind of like what they did. You just hope they didn't. Yeah, maybe they could have been more aggressive, but I like what they did. They bolstered pretty much their pitching. Charlie Morton. They got Charlie Morton for Micah Ashman. They acquired Kyle Finnegan. I love Kyle Finnegan, man. I think he's going to be great over there in that bullpen. They got him from the Nationals. Like I said, they got Paul Sewald as well. Decent bullpen arm. Rafael Montero as well. Another good bullpen arm. Chris Paddock and Randy Dobnak from the Twins was acquired. They were acquired for Enrique Jimenez. So I think they did pretty good, man. They did pretty good. Going back to the Astros, they also got Jesus Sanchez from the Marlins for Ryan Gusto, Chase Jaworski, and Esmil Valencia. Of course, they got Carlos Correa and $33 million from the Twins, which, hey, they're sending him over with some cash. Why not? Kansas City Royals, I like the moves they made. They're trying to stay in the fight. They got Mike Yastrzemski for Junior Marte. They also acquired Bailey Falter. I like this kid from the Pirates for Evan Zisk and Callan Moss. They also got Ryan Berger and Steven Kolek from the Padres for Freddie Permin. Randy Grichuk, I think I mentioned that in our previous episode. They acquired him from the Diamondbacks for Andrew Hoffman. Let's see who else we got here. The LA Dodgers, they acquired Alex Call from the Nationals for Eric Swan and Sean Paul Linen. They also acquired Brock Stewart from the Twins for James Outman. And they got a few other guys there. They acquired James Tibb and Zach Erher, like I said previously, when they sent over Dustin May out to Boston. Miami Marlins, they got Michael Peterson from the Braves, Matthew Edsel for Nick Fortes. I believe I mentioned that in the previous episode. And then, like I said, they got Ryan Gusto, Chase Jaworski, and Smil Valencia when they sent over Jesus Sanchez over to the Astros. Milwaukee Brewers, the best team in baseball. They get Shelby Miller and Jordan Montgomery from the Diamondbacks for a player to be named later or some cash. They also got Brandon Lockridge from the Pirates when they sent over Nestor Cortez, Jorge Quintana, and cash considerations. Who else we got here? Man, the Minnesota Twins, man, they sent everybody out, bro. They got rid of everyone, bro. They sent Griffin Jacks to the Rays for Taj Bradley. They acquired Ryan Gallagher and Sam Armstrong for Willie Castro, Kendry Rojas and Alan Roden for Louis Varland and Ty France. They acquired Matt Mikulski when they sent over Carlos Correa. They acquired Garrett Horn when they traded Dally Colon. They traded Brock Stewart. A lot of their bullpen guys, man. A lot of their high leverage bullpen guys were sent out. Chris Paddock was sent out. Randy Dobnak, Joan Duran, as I mentioned. They acquired Eduardo Tate and Mick Abel from the Phillies when they sent over Joan Duran. So they sent, again, these guys got rid of a lot of their major league roster, bro, which is crazy to see. If you're a Twins fan, it's kind of sad to see, you guys. I don't know who's worse, us or the Twins right now. But this was pretty much it. I mean, this is all I got, I think. This is all I got. I'm scrolling here. I'm scrolling. Let's see. Yeah, that was it. I think I pretty much touched on everything else. Seattle Mariners, St. Louis Cardinals. Cardinals didn't really do much. I mean, I think they know what time it is. They know what time it is. They traded Phil Maton over to the Texas Rangers. He's been having a pretty good year. So they got Mason Molina and Skylar Hayes from the Rangers in return. Texas Rangers, they acquired Merrill Kelly for Mitch Bratt, Cole Drake, and David Hageman. As I mentioned previously, they got Danny Colon. And they also got Phil Maton. So, they made some moves there, some good moves to try and keep the pace in this race to the postseason. Toronto Blue Jays, they got Shane Bieber, as I mentioned. They got Seranthony Dominguez from the Orioles. We spoke about that last episode. Louis Varland, Ty France, and Brandon Valenzuela. And the Nationals got rid of some pieces. Notable players that were not moved. Sandy Alcantara, he was not moved. Edward Cabrera, he was not moved. The Marlins keeping those two bad boys. Luis Robert Jr., he wasn't moved. Mitch Keller, he stayed pat. Marcelo Zuna, the Big Bear, and Raisel Iglesias, they stay in Atlanta. As I mentioned before, Zach Gallen, he stays home. Dylan Cease, surprisingly, was not moved. Stephen Kwan, Dennis Santana, Andrew Haney, Jeffrey Springs, Joe Ryan, and Mackenzie Gore. So that is it for the trades that went down. I try to make a quick recap of it. I'm a one-man band. It's kind of tough, guys, so I apologize. But anyways, that was it for the trade deadline. Let me know, how do you guys feel, man? How do you guys feel with who your teams picked up? Was it a good move? Was it not? Did your team get some prospects in return? Some decent minor leaguers? Let me know in the comments. Are you satisfied with the players that your team got? Do you think you guys can make a deep playoff push? Let me know in the comments. And now let's look at the series that are starting over the weekend. We got two that are going to be starting today. That's going to be the Cincinnati Reds at the Pittsburgh Pirates. That's going to be a 4-game set. The other one we're going to see in the Braves forecast. And then starting tomorrow, the weekend series, we have the Athletics at Baltimore. Keep an eye on this one. This is always a good one. Ever since, 2016, 2017, every time these teams face, it's always a good one. It's the Houston Astros at the New York Yankees in the Bronx. Two American League contenders. Make sure to keep an eye on this series. We had the LA Angels at the Detroit Tigers. We got the Cleveland Guardians at the Chicago White Sox. The Philadelphia Phillies at the Texas Rangers. Kansas City Royals at the Minnesota Twins. New York Mets at the Milwaukee Brewers. Keep an eye on that one. That is a rematch of last year's division series. We got the Chicago Cubs at the St. Louis Cardinals. The Colorado Rockies at the Arizona Diamondbacks. Keep an eye on this one coming up. The Boston Red Sox at the San Diego Padres. Two series contenders in their respective leagues. And one of those, you already know which one it is my World Series pick, the San Diego Padres. Next, you can't go wrong with the Padres, bro. They were one game away from taking out the Dodgers last year. If they take the Dodgers out, they're winning the whole thing. Nobody was going to stop them. And they just got big-time players, man. Manny Machado, blanking out, Tatis. They got so much character on that team, bro. They got so much character. The arms they got, Robert Suarez in the bullpen. This team is fire, bro. And they got some fight in them, man. They got some scrappy dudes in there. So that's my team to go all the way, bro. That's my team to go all the way. Already said it like 3 times, but that is my team to go all the way. I'm calling it right now. We got the Tampa Bay Rays at the Seattle Mariners. We got the Toronto Blue Jays at the LA Dodgers. Keep an eye on this one. That's going to be a good one as well. And then we got the Washington Nationals at the San Francisco Giants. That's all we got for the games, the series that are starting tomorrow. Some of them today, some of them tomorrow. But let's look at the standings, man. Let's look at the standings real quick. See where your team is at the moment in the National League East. The Philadelphia Phillies, they're in first place. They're 65-49. The Mets right behind them. They've lost 4 in a row. They're 63-52, 2.5 games back. The Miami Marlins, 56-57. They're still trying to get over the hump, the 500 hump. They're 8.5 games back. The Braves. It's crazy that the Pirates got a better record than us, bro. And I was making fun of the Pirates a while ago when this show first started. The Braves, 47-66, 17.5 games back. They pretty much got to win every single ball game from here on out. I still believe, yo. I still believe you can do it. The Nationals, 45-69. They're 20 games back. Then we go to the NL Central. The Brewers, the best team in baseball. Put some respect on their name. 70-44. They have won 6 games in a row. Chicago Cubs, they've been dropping back a little bit. They are 4 games back. They're 66-48. Cincinnati Reds, 60-55. They're 10.5 games back. St. Louis Cardinals, 58-58. 13 games back. The Pittsburgh Pirates, 49-66. 21.5 games back. Los Angeles Dodgers, they lead the NL West, 66-49. My Padres right behind them, 64-51. They're 2 games back. San Francisco Giants, 58-57, 8 games back. Arizona Diamondbacks, 54-61, 12 games back. The Colorado Rockies, 30-84, 35.5 games back. So the American League, let's start with the West Coast. AL West, Houston Astros, they're in first, 64-51. Seattle Mariners right behind them, 62-53, 2 games back. They won 3 in a row. Texas Rangers, 60-56, 4.5 games back. The Angels, I think it's over, my friends, 55-60. They're 9 games back. The Athletics, 51-66, 14 games back. AL Central, Detroit Tigers, 66-50. They're in first, but guess who's getting closer and closer? Cleveland Guardians, 59-55. They're 6 games back. They have won 3 in a row. Man, I counted these guys out, man. I remember when they were like 14, 15, 13 games back. They've cut it down, bro, to 6 games. It's going to be interesting, guys. It's going to be interesting. Kansas City Royals, they made some moves to try and stay in the hunt. They're 57-58, 1 game under 500. They're 8.5 games back. Minnesota Twins, 54-60, 11 games back. The Chicago White Sox, 42-72, 23 games back. Last but not least, the AL East, Toronto Blue Jays, they still lead the pack, 68-48. They won 3 in a row. Boston Red Sox, 64-52, 4 games back. The Yankees, 3rd place, 61-54, 6.5 games back. Bro, what happened? I just went to another state and these dudes dropping like flies, bro. What? They have gone 4-6 in the last 10. Tampa Bay Rays also have gone 4-6 in the last 10. They are 57-59, 11 games back. Baltimore Orioles, 52-63, 15.5 games back. That's the way the standings go. Let's see wild card, man. Let's see the wild card. The National League picture is as follows. And to be honest, I think this is it. This is the way it's going to stay. You got Milwaukee Brewers, Dodgers, Phillies winning their divisions. You got the Cubs being the first wildcard team, the Padres, second wildcard team, and then the New York Mets, the last wildcard team. Cincinnati Reds, 3 games back. San Francisco, 5. St. Louis, 5.5. Miami Marlins, 6. Those are the teams that are in reach. The Diamondbacks, 9 games back. Let's be realistic. So up until the Marlins, they're 6 games back. But I think that's the way it's gonna stay, that playoff picture right there. The Reds aren't in reach, but you got some solid teams up there, man. You got solid teams. You got the Mets, they're solid. Padres, that's my team who go all the way. They ain't going nowhere. And then you got the Cubs, they're solid too. So I mean, I don't know. Excuse me. That's why I haven't really talked so much. But that's the way I see the picture, man. The AL, the American League is a little bit more interesting. You got the Blue Jays, Tigers, and Astros winning their divisions. And the wild card teams are as follows. Boston Red Sox, they're getting the top wild card spot. Seattle Mariners, the second, and then the Yankees, they're getting the last spot. So the New York teams right now, they're getting the last wild card spot, but the Guardians, man, right behind them. Also, the Rangers also, they're both 1.5 games back from the Yankees. Kansas City's 4 games back. Tampa Bay 4.5 games back. Even the Angels, they're still in reach, 6 games back. Minnesota 6.5. Then after that, you got the Orioles, they're 9 games back. So if you want to be honest, I mean, even the Twins, they still have a chance. They're just 6.5 games back, but I think it's going to be from Tampa Bay up. Tampa Bay up, these guys have a legitimate chance. Tampa Bay, Kansas City, Texas, Cleveland, Yankees, Mariners, and the Red Sox. I mean, any of those teams could grab any spot, bro. Any of those teams. I think Boston is going to stay in. I don't want to count out the Yankees, bro. The Yankees are in a good position right now. But you got the Guardians and the Rangers right behind them, bro. So I feel like that Guardians team, they always figure it out. They always figure out a way. So who do you think is dropping from there? Is it the Mariners? Is it the Yankees? Is it the Red Sox? I don't see the Red Sox dropping, bro. They got some young kids, man. They got some fire in them. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting to see. We'll take a look at it next week and we'll see how everyone's looking. Anyways, that is it for the MLB. We're gonna do some league leaders at some other point. We'll catch up with that maybe next week as well. We'll do some league leaders to see how everyone is doing. So that's it. Let me bring this music down. Let me bring it down. Nice and smooth. Here we go. But yeah, man, let's head into our next and final segment.
It's time for your Braves forecast.
It's time for the Braves forecast, where we take a look at the upcoming Braves series. And that's a series against the Miami Marlins. And Miami Marlins, as I mentioned, they're trying to stay with the pack. They're trying to stay in the hunt to catch a postseason spot. They are coming into Atlanta 56-57. The Braves hosting them 47-66. They're actually going to play 5 games in 4 days. It feels like one of those minor league series where they play 5-6 games, but they're going to play 5 games in 4 days. They got a doubleheader on Saturday. Game 1 is going to be Eldy Perez. That starts tonight, actually, 7:15 p.m. Eastern time. He's 4-3 with a 2.70 ERA. He's going against Cookie Carlos Carrasco, 2-2 with a 5.68 ERA. Game 2 is going to be Edward Cabrera. He's 5-5 with a 3.24 ERA. He's one of those guys where they were thinking that he might move during the trade deadline, but he stayed pat. Marlins staying pat with their guys, with their young arms. That's good to see from them. He's going up against Bryce Jekyll and Hyde Elder. He's 4-8 with a 6.03 ERA. Game 3, Saturday's day doubleheader. It's TBD against TBD, our good friends. They'll be facing off in a showdown, the showdown of TBDs. Again, that's going to be at 1:15 p.m. Hopefully, they got Hurston Waldrop pitching for the Braves. He did good coming into that suspended game, the Speedway Classic. All right, you did pretty good, man. My boy Cook. So I would like to see him get a start here. And the day doubleheader, the nightcap of the doubleheader is going to be Sandy Alcantara. He's 6-10 with a 6.44 ERA. He's going up against TBD. You called it, for the Braves. That's going to be at 7:15 p.m. Eastern. And in Game 5, the final game of the series, it's going to be Carl Quantrill. He's 4-9 with a 5.21 ERA. Going up against Joey Wentz, who's 2-3 with a 5.34 ERA for the Braves. That'll be a 1:35 p.m. Eastern time start time. So I don't got much to say. Braves suck. Miami Marlins trying to stay in the race. Braves gonna try to play spoiler, supposedly. Who knows? They're not gonna play no spoiler. I feel like I feel like it'll go 3-2. Marlins will take 3 out of 5. Marlins will go 3-2 in this one. Braves, obviously 2-3. Yeah, that's it, man. That's all I got. That's all I got. Braves suck. Braves suck. That's the upcoming series. That is the Braves forecast. Thank you guys for continuing to tune in. My apologies for taking a long break. I just had to get back into my routine after going away for a little bit. But hey, man, we're gonna still be here. The Braves suck. We're still gonna be here talking baseball, catching up with the rest of the league because that's what we do here on the Chop Seat. Remember to follow the show at the Chop Seat Pod on Instagram, at the Chop Seat on TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. And make sure to share the show, man. And we're gonna keep throwing out some shorts. I feel like the shorts are what's mostly popular when it comes to reaching a higher audience. Don't forget to use Chop Seat 20 on SeatGeek to get $20 off your first purchase. And we're still trying to get some guests on this show, man. We're still trying to get some guests. It's going to happen eventually. You got to be persistent, man. So it's going to happen eventually. I guarantee it. Hopefully it's before the end of this season where we could talk. I'm still trying to see if we could talk some trade deadline stuff with someone that's a Braves insider. So we're going to keep working on that. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. And we'll talk to you next week. Most likely on Monday or Tuesday. Most likely Monday. Everybody stay safe. We'll see you next week.